Did you ever interview Willie Nelson? Do you ever interview him?
No, I would love to interview Willie Nelson. I don't think I interview people. I think I just talk to them.
That's a good point. Yeah, sorry. Do you ever just talk to Willie
No,
Nelson?
it's okay. But I mean, people have said that, like, about, I love your interview, and I'm always like, I mean, kinda, sorta. It's really just a conversation.
Well, some people, I think, if you're curious on information from them,
Yes.
then you want to ask them more things like about that they know about that you don't know about.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, if I'm talking to Michio Kaku or, a quantum physicist or something like that, I ask questions. I'm essentially interviewing them. Especially it's something that I really have no understanding of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for the most part, I'm just talking to people.
Yeah.
Which is, like, takes a lot of pressure off, too. Because they're like, what subject you want to cover? I'm like, I don't know. Let's just talk.
Yeah.
Like, some people are weirded out by that. Like you and I, it's like, we know each other so long. We don't have to talk about what we're going to talk about. We just get in here and start rolling.
Yeah, it's a little easier, too. I think it gets easier, too, when you've been in here before.
Yeah. It's weird when you see people for the first time. And you see them lock up and they're nervous. And I'm always just like, I'm going to hold your hand, and we're going to get through this. I'm going to get you 20 minutes in, and you're going to not even know you're here.
Have you had people that really locked up?
Yeah. I've had people get real nervous, and you see them breathing funny, and they can't talk that good because they can't get breath, but it's okay. I always just like, let's calm this thing down. We're going to be all right.
It's pretty normal, I think, some people trying something new.
But it's just weird, the numbers. That's what weirds people out, the numbers of humans. That freaks people out. Like, you can't, it's hard to just be yourself in front of millions of people.
Yeah.
But you can. And you do it, I do it, we do it.
Yeah.
You can just be yourself. You are the same fucking dude if you and I are having dinner somewhere, or if we're at a comedy club, or if we're here. You're the same dude. Some people can't do that. They have to, like, put on a persona when they're talking, they get weirded out.
Yeah, I think sometimes that's interesting. Like,
do you find that when you're doing podcasts?
I think sometimes I'm like, which me is kind of showing up more today? That might sound a little fucking...
Oh, no, I know what you mean by that.
But, like, am I, like, a little agitated today? Am I feeling, like, goofy? Am I kind of what's going on? Like, am I a little curious today? Am I a little, like, inquisitive? Just which part of me is kind of at the surface sometimes at the moment,
I had a revelation the other night that I forgot about. I was on mushrooms. Mm-hmm. And I closed my eyes, and I realized that in certain circumstances, when I'm healthy, when everything's going great, I have a very specific frequency. It's a different frequency. And this weird revelation that I had while I was high showed me this. It was almost like a lesson that I was learning. And it was like, here's you now. You're very healthy. I had an IV vitamin drip that day. I'd worked out. I did the cold plunge, did the sauna. No conflicts, no problem in my personal life, no problem in my business life. Everything was beautiful. And I had this, like, and then it showed me there's times where you don't have that, where you're irritable, where you're tired, where you're sick, where you're hurt. There's all these different frequencies that you have. And it made me realize, like, you think about your health and you think about, like, how you feel and whether or not you're present. You think it is just like, it's better to just be this way. But you don't realize that you're achieving a certain frequency. I was achieving a certain frequency at that moment, and I realized, like, this is attainable and this is what I should strive for. And then I can stay at this frequency. But one of the things that it was telling me is to don't drink. It was like right when I was there, I was like, don't drink. Because if you're drinking right now, you're gonna kill this frequency. It's gonna dull it. Like, you might have less inhibitions, but it will dull this frequency.
Wow.
It was very interesting. It was like one of them weird mushroom moments.
Yeah.
Where the mushroom's like, hey, this is probably something you should think about. Because I don't think you think about it this way. You're just indulgent. You do this, you do that. You have a slice of pizza, you eat a meatball sub. But what's going on with your overall energy when you do that? You really want your energy to be at the best possible state, but you don't think about it that way.
Right. But you don't think about it exactly like that way, but we do think about it in ways like our attitude. Like, we have little words we use to describe like kind of like elements of it, I guess. Yeah. But I wonder in the future if there will be a way that we can measure whatever that frequency is. Like, sometimes it feels like we're kind of primitive in the the quantifying of like we take our temperature, you know, like just in things that we
blood pressure.
Yeah, in little things that we use to evaluate us. Sometimes I feel like we're on a plane that feels really old sometimes. Like there should be like another plane where we start to like, is there a number for what my frequency is today? Because you kind of feel that it's like where you operate at, and there are things you can do to keep, like I keep earplugs in now for like the first hour and a half of my day, right? And it just keeps a lot of excess like noise in the
For the first hour and a half?
Yep, keeps them out. I'm able to go through the things that I want to go through at home. It's
so
like,
what do you do when you wake up? You just put them in?
I keep them. I sleep with them in.
Do you?
Yep.
You sleep with earplugs in?
Yeah, I think I've heard everything that you can hear at night. You know, for a while I was scared I was going to miss something or if something happened, but I think it's like, dude, they're not doing anything new at night that I wouldn't be able to just imagine is going on.
Yeah, I don't think there's a new invention of nighttime activities.
Yeah. So I got them in, and I'll keep them in, man, and I go through like my morning routine, and it's like...
What is your morning routine?
I pray right when I wake up.
Do you have a specific prayer?
Yeah, just the serenity prayer. You know, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the different. And then sometimes I do like one other prayer, and then I read like these couple of pages of like that give me like help me to look at my day from afar. Like, what am I going to do today? So that helps me like have a little bit more of a plan for my day. Even if it's not a strict plan, it's like at least I'm looking at my day instead of feeling like my day is just like
happening to you.
Yes. And so those little things like that help me. And then I'll do 10-minute meditation, and then I do 10 minutes where I just write just whatever's going on in my head.
And do that every day?
Yep.
How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that probably pretty solid for, I would say, I don't know, maybe 3 months. But I've done pieces of that for probably 5 years.
What started all that out?
Doing sober stuff, like you get into some of that world, you know. But I think also just like seeing how meditation gives me a little bit detached from myself. So then I'm not like just clinging to everything that happens, so it doesn't affect me immediately. Something can happen, and there's a little bit of space between me and whatever's happening, and that gives me a chance to look at it or manage a little bit more comfortably.
Yeah, that's a problem with getting caught up in the momentum of your day. I do find myself in that spot sometimes. I don't have that specific routine as you do, but maybe it's a good idea.
Yeah. For me, I need it. Some people, they can operate differently. You know, I think for me, it helps to have a little bit of what's going on.